Debbie with Basket Case Mama Fab Finds, and I am here with a haul video. I picked up a lot of stuff over the last couple weeks, and I'm kind of trying to get through it, and I just got it all into inventory, so I thought I would start bringing you some of the bags and telling you what I found. So first I'll start with this one, because it's the closest, and I'm making crinkly noises, making lots of crinkly noises, but it's got a lot of cool stuff in there, so it's not heavy though, so I'll put it on my lap for now. So this was kind of a plushy haul, so we'll see what we got. I got a bunch of Lovies. There were a bunch of bags of things, so I picked up things. And but we start with this guy. This guy is a Stegosaurus. He's super cute, and he is by Manhattan Toy, which, there we go, you can see it. It's always a little crown. They're a favorite. If you happen to find these from the 80s that are velvet, some of them are worth hundreds of dollars. I don't know what the attraction is, but look them up because they are. But this guy, he cost me, I want to say $2.60, something like that. It was at the expensive thrift store. He was in a bag all by himself. I think the bag was $3.49, but it was 25% off. So, but he sells for like almost 30, I think $29, almost $30. So that's pretty good. For those that haven't watched before, over here will be a pricing, actual pricing. If I haven't looked it up yet, I happened to look him up just a minute ago, literally before I did this video. So it's fresh in my brain. Not everything else will be, but that was. So I did pick up a bunch of Lovies, and this one is a Carter's Just For You. And as you see, it also has like this white with little pink dots on it. Underside, it does not have the satin edge, so that always is a little less. But it's clean, it's cute. It's got this kind of swirled rosette pattern in the fleece. So I want to say that this is like in the $15 to $20 range. I think I have another one of these listed though, so I might lot them, or I might just make it a quantity of 2, which makes my life easy when I'm listing, and see what I have that one listed for and double check that price. This one here needs a little bath. He's got a little mudge on his stomach, but he's in otherwise really nice condition. It's an Itsy Ritzy. And the tag on these are like a suede material, and there's also a tag on the back as well. He's got an embroidered face, of course, and his body's like a plushy fleece. He's got some tags. Be aware, only Mary Meyer plush that have tags are called taggies. It'll be on the tag and it'll say taggies. If it has tags and it's not a Mary Myers, then you just have to call these like ribbon tags or ribbons. You can't call them taggies because that is trademarked as a brand. So make sure. This also has some crinklies in him, and I think he was between like $10 to $12. Here we have a Mary Myers, not a taggies, but it has the knotted ends here. It has a really cute rose print on that side and like a corduroy on the back, and it's a little bunny rabbit, as you can see. And I like to put in there that the knot, I mentioned the knots. Minky is a word that I use sometimes to describe the kind of fabric this is. Fleece is like a heavier, this is like short piled and soft. And this is a diamond shaped, okay, as opposed to this one, which would be what is known as full body, because he's got arms, he's got legs, he's got a body. Even though it's a flat body, it's a full body. But this is, I always put diamond in there just to let people know there's a diamond shape, even though it's in my pictures, because some people prefer that kind of one, and sometimes the diamond ones do a little better. Why, I couldn't tell you, but some of them do. I have another one that's not as great, but I want to say like $15 on that. But again, I'll put it up here when I go to do the editing of this video. So this was in the bag with the plush, and this is just a little Toy Factory pig. And honestly, I wasn't too thrilled about him. He's nothing special as far as I was concerned, but he actually, I think, sold for between like $10 and $12, which isn't bad because I had like 80 cents in him, so all good all day. This one here has the tag cut, so I will pop the name up there, but I want to say it was Parent Choice, and if that's right, you won't see the name up there, but it has a cute floral. It does have the satin edge, which everybody loves. I love the cute little face. Again, I think it was like 10 to 15, something like that. My bag is starting to fall because the weight is coming out of it. This here is an angel deer. Now you can always tell angel deers, he's a giraffe. They always are going to be this diamond shape. They always have the little knots on the bottom, or nubs, because these are actually sewn, not knotted. Sorry, my bag wants to fall off my leg, so I'm going to let it. There we go. So this is the tag. This is a newer tag. There are older ones too, you'll see, with the little bird on it. But the thing that makes these unique is they have the little nubbies, like almost like buttons, little loops almost down the center as well. So these things, like for little ones, it's something to rub up your fingers against, or put. My daughter would put it between her fingers and do this, which is weird. I was a flicker when I was a baby. So I was a flicker when I was still older than a baby too, by the way. But my mom said I was going to walk down the aisle with my blanket when I got married. I was that kid. So it's a cutie. And Angel Deer isn't like a real high-end brand, but but like with anything, some of them do better than other ones for peculiar reasons that I don't always understand. One of the ones I looked up, I don't think it was this, it was a giraffe though, and it had the one that was like a natural giraffe colors, like the yellowy, orangey, brown colors, sold for like $40, while all the rest sold for about 12 that were pinks and blues and other colors. So there was one that was the same as one I have that was turquoise. So, and now it was this one actually, but it was turquoise, and the turquoise one sold for almost $50, while everybody else didn't. So, sometimes it's colors, sometimes it's year that came out. There's different things for different people that, will pay more for them. So always look up everything. This is an HB, which is a new brand to me. I've never had any of these. It has a really cool pattern on it. He's an owl as well. She's an owl, I guess, because she's pink. But I think it was maybe around $15 as well. Back into the bin. So this one is also a Mary Meyer. Sorry. There's your tag again. It does have the satin edge. It's in excellent condition. It has the textured fleece on it, the heavier fleece. Really cute little face. And I want to say that one's between 12 and 15 as well. And all of these were in the dollar range to put together, so that's not too shabby. This one was $1.50. It was, it was actually $2.50, but $2, but 25% off. It was by Lord & Taylor, and as you can see, it's just a little cotton baby blanket. But I'm going to guess, because I did look it up at the store before I bought it, that it was in the $25 to $30 range, maybe. Which I know, strange, very strange, but these things, these weirdnesses, are what they are. So this here is a Taggies. Okay, this is a Mary Myers. You'll see the tag. It says Taggies on the tag there. It says Taggies on the tag there. And I think you'll see that it'll say Mary Meyer on that tag there. So these are a little bit wider than most tags you'll find on everybody else. So they're still tags, but you can call this one Taggies. He is a full body lovey. He's a raccoon. And I want to say he was like $20, $25, which is always really nice right there. And notice how I'm kind of moving along here today. So the last thing that I had in this bag, well, not last thing in the bag, but last thing that I got from the thrift store was this baby blanket. I paid $3 for it. It was $4, and then I paid $3, and it is Precious Moments. Let's see what we can see here. What can we see? How can we make you see this? Oh, there we have it. So it has a sheep and a lamb. The sheep is having a little bad day. He fell over the fence. The rabbit is commiserating. They're a little sad looking, but cute. The cuteness of the sad is what gets me. And there's hearts and flowers and nice pretty colors, pastels on the back. We have the lamb and the bunny print as well. and we have a blue satin edge. It's in excellent condition. It is quilted, and it's vintage. I'm going to say probably the 80s. But it's great. It's a crib quilt blanket. It could be on for a small bed as well. And this is a guess, but I'm going to guess that it's in the $50 to $60 range, though it might be more, because there's, sorry, blocking my face, but there are many things that bamboozle me when I am listing things, and there's, I'll be buying them and thinking, well, I know they're worth more than I'm paying for them. I'll probably be able to, my goal is to triple up, quadruple up, depending on what it is. But some things, if you're paying up for them, I'm okay with, even like if I'm doubling up my money or making a decent profit on it. So it's depends a lot on what everything. There's little things drop to the bottom here that I'm trying to grab. That's what you're wondering what I'm doing. But it's depending on what the price I paid for it is, and how quickly it'll sell. There's lots of different factors that kind of go into my deciding to pick things up. And I do look them up, but sometimes, like if you're a yard sale and things like that, it's hard to look things up. And there's, I don't know, some of the thrift stores, I swear they block your signal because you can't get a signal in them, and you just aren't going to be able to look them up, and you're really going to have to make a good educated guess. My little thrift store, everything's pretty reasonably priced, and I'm pretty good at educated guessing. But I almost never can get a signal in that store. I just think the building's metal, and it's an alarm system in there. It's just blocking my being able to pick up a good signal in there. Sometimes I can. There's places like in the back of the store by the sliding door that goes up, which is where their plush is located. So if I'm back there, I can look things up sometimes. But in other areas, it's just in the center of the store. It's hard to look it up. So you do become a little discerning, and you have to make some quick decisions sometimes, and judgments. And like at a yard sales, it's a little hard sometimes. But if you're not paying a lot, it's okay, because even if it's a fail, you're not losing a lot. So that's kind of how I do that. So with this blanket, I did look it up in the store. It was a few days ago. I just don't remember, honestly. But I do think it was at the 50-ish mark, but it might have been more. So I will pop that up here when I edit the video. So I also at the thrift store picked up some jewelry, and I don't pick a lot of jewelry up there, but I do look at it now because my daughter, those of you that watched the other video that I did that came before this, not a while back, there was a set of pearls that she picked up that she was marveling at how heavy they were, and I told her that's because they're old, and everything, you can tell the weight of things, how the vintage or the age of them. They're sometimes old, vintage, or antique, because they weigh more. Everything, there's like a weight to them. It's pottery weighs more, glassware weighs more, jewelry weighs more, like beads weigh more. So you can always tell. Or like if you're picking something up, if it's stone, it weighs more than glass, and glass will weigh more than plastic. So like you can always tell by the weight a little bit when you touch it right away that it's decent. So when she showed it to me and I looked at the clasp, because it had a nice box clasp on it and it hadn't tarnished and it was definitely vintage, my first thought was, and they look like freshwater pearls, I said, I'll bet they're real. And she was, of course, no way. They're not gonna, they were on the regular jewelry rack. They weren't in the priced up cabinet. She's like, no way. They wouldn't put them here. They put them in the cabinet. Yeah, they wouldn't sell real pearls for like $5. And I'm like, bet me. They don't know they're real. So, rub them together, or rub them on your teeth, which I don't recommend in the thrift store, but you can rub them together and you'll feel the grit. And if there's grit, they're real because they've got sand in them. And she rubbed them together and made a face at me. And then when I got them home and I listed them, they're listed right now, and tested the clasp, it was also 24 or 14 karat or 18 karat gold, the clasp. So they were real. So, and they're listed. But she was flabbergasted that they would, sell. And then, you have to look. That's, you always look for the sterling and things like that on the rack, because you never know. So I was just looking at the rack and I saw a pair of earrings, and then I looked more. So I found a few brooches, and this one is a mid-century modern wooden one. I paid $1.50 for it, $2, but it was 25% off. and it's not marked, but it's very cool. And I liked it, so I bought it, and I think it will sell. You know, I hope it will sell. And I bought this one as well. This one is actually signed. It's carved. It's a feather. It's also wood. It's lighter than this one, so it might be a little less old. But there's the signature, and I don't know if it's a G or a B or a P. I mean, it depends on the way you want to look at it. So I haven't looked it up yet. But again, that was $1.50, and I'm going to say for both of those, maybe 15 to 20. I'll have to see. And then these are very old. These are rhinestone earrings. I do believe they're rhinestones, especially the center stone. It's a sapphire color, but they don't look like they're real. And the metal is not silver or gold. Not that it's not marked, but that doesn't mean anything. But it doesn't look real. There's like things going on a little bit where you can see that it's just coated. But they are old because they have the screw backs. So screw back earrings date back to like a long way back into the 1800s, I think. So I don't know that they're that old, but they are prong set. So that means they're probably a better maker. They're not glued in. I have to do a little bit of research on them, but I'm going to say probably $20, maybe more. The things. So these are, and they need to be cleaned up a little bit, a pair of pierced, this is just one, but mother of pearl pierced earrings. Definitely vintage. There's also some abalone in there. The mother of pearl is the white. Okay, and the abalone is this like rainbow iridescent stuff on the side as the leaves are. They both are in good condition. There's not anything missing from them. So, and I think it's enamel is the backing on them. So they are pierced. They're not sterling. I thought they might be. I'll test them, but they don't look like they are on the back. I mean, they look like they are, but they don't look like they are, if you know what I mean. So I got them at a yard sale for $1. So I'm figuring, you know, maybe 15, something like that. This one I have to do a little work on though. This is also vintage. It's a blue and white ceramic. It looks hand painted. Why does my light keep changing like that? Let me put this light on for a second because, you know, everything's got to be difficult. There we go. And it's oval and it's just got the open back, but it's in really nice condition. Definitely ceramic. There's no signature on it because that would be helpful. But I'm going to say anywhere from 15 to 20. It could be more. If it is, I'll pop it up here. Then I'll show you the bad buy in a minute. I bought these, probably going to keep them because I like them, but you know, then I'll get tired of them and then maybe I'll sell them. But they're just pierced dangles. Stop dangling. Okay, dangles. They're so pretty. They have a little CZ there. They have a little CZ here. And these I think might be sterling because they're Leah Sophia. And Leah Sophia, most of their stuff was sterling. It doesn't have a 925 on it that I saw, but I didn't look hard. It does say Leah Sophia on it. But they're just cute and I like them. So I'll probably keep those, and I think I paid maybe $1. So this is the other thing I picked up, and this is marked 925. But I don't think it is. I think it's fake. I'm pretty sure it's fake. Okay, no, I'm not 100% positive, but mind you, it was very early in the morning when I bought it, and it was, you know, outside, and it was very overcast that day. So quickly looking at it, you know, it says, I saw the 925 on the back, I saw the 925 on the clasp, and I saw Gucci, and I thought, oh, okay, we'll grab that. And I only paid $1 for it, but looking at it closely, the quote-unquote sterling silver is coming off of it. It's actually just brass under there, see? So, not Gucci. It's somebody else that pretends to be Gucci. And it's not silver. It might have been silver plated at some point, but I don't even think it's silver plated. I think it's just pretend. But it's marked that it is, but it isn't. So that's why you got to always test it. You always got to check. You can't take the word for anything because stuff like that. But it's okay. I'm not brokenhearted about it. It'll be okay. Everything is always okay in the end. So let's see what else we can find here. So we're at 20 minutes. Yeah, I can do a couple more things. Ouch, 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 ouch. Sorry. This is a Taggies as well, Mary Meyer, and this was a yard sale find. I paid $1 for it. And it has all the cute little primary colors. It's got this textured here or bumpy. And the little flat face. So this, I think this one was in the $20 range, because some of those do much better. Now, this is another yard sale find. He is Disney, which is kind of weird to me. Disney Store. I think it's Disney Store, isn't it? Disney Store, yeah, authentic Disney Store. No dating that would be helpful to me. No dating that would be helpful to me at all. Does have a Disney Japan email website address. Oh no, there it is. It just has all of them. That's all. I just saw that first. But he's knit, and he's not a character plush from what I can tell, and he's not marked Disney Baby either. So I'm not exactly sure what he is, or who he is, or anything more about him right now. But there's literally none I found yet. So I'll do more research because I don't know. But guess Disney is meh, so 10 to 12. Something obscure, perhaps more. And I love when I find things that are obscure because that's always fun. So in the first yard sale that I went to when I went out Saturday, I went to a community one near where my daughter went to school. It was a lady that had some older stuff, and she had some cute ornaments for 25 cents. This was one of them. It's a little porcelain pig, ceramic pig. Look at that face. Look at the cute little smiley face. So he's got holly on the side. I'm going to say maybe $10. Maybe not. But I'm always bamboozled by what is and isn't worth stuff. So I shouldn't shop before coffee because I don't pay as good attention before coffee. But the two of these were $1, so I'm not heartbroken. But it's a little Dalmatian doggy, and these are made in Korea, and so they're ceramic glazed. And then this is a little Dalmatian puppy. That's a bigger puppy, but he's a bank, and he's missing his bottom, which I knew there was a hole in the bottom. I didn't see the slit in the top, or so. But getting these, you can buy a bag of them on Amazon. It's no big deal, but that's no big deal. But I did notice he had a little teeny chip on his ear. Now this is just in the glaze. It's not like, so that's not too big. That's like what I consider a flea bite. It's teeny. It's no big deal. That'll be fine. So he was 50 cents, probably 15 to 20. So I was going to sell him probably as a pair because this little guy has a chip in his ear that I didn't see. That's a chip. He's missing a hunk of his ear there. So that isn't just easily thing. So I might lot them up and just say, like, the little paint loss is no big deal, but this has got a bigger chip, but you could put some Sharpie on it and call it a day if you wanted to. So those are those. And then the last thing that I got at the yard sale for $1 was a Bluey, because Bluey is cute. So this is a Bluey plush, and this is Bluey. If you don't know the show, it's a kids show where all the animals, Bluey's families, all doggies, where all the animals are different, and they're friends of Bluey, and like they're school-aged kids in animal form, and they have British accents. So it's always fun to watch. There's lots of cute stuff that goes on there. It's family oriented. It's a lovely little show. So if you don't have little kids though, this is Bluey. And like my kids aren't little anymore, but I have kids that are in my Sunday school classes, and if not for them, I would not know any of the recent cartoon characters at all. But Bluey, I am familiar with because I babysat and we watched Bluey. It's very cute. So I'm going to say for him probably $15, $18, something like that. But again, we will pop them up here. So that's all I'm going to have for you today. You will see me again in the same outfit in a minute. Probably doing a second or third video because I have quite a few bags to go through. But thank you for watching. I want you to please leave a thumbs up, and please subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment, and let me know what you think, what you saw. If you know something I don't know, I'm always appreciative of information because I don't know everything. I don't think any reseller out there knows everything, and it's fun now because I've been doing this such a while now that I watch resellers that have been doing it a long time and that have been doing it longer than me and that are not doing it as long as me, and it's so interesting to watch. Everybody kind of knows what they know, and they don't know what they don't know. And a lot of these people are very work oriented and have no understanding of like old things. Like the younger thrifters don't know what things are that are antiques or vintage things, or even what the heck is it, or that it's or that it's valuable, and they'll think, oh, this is probably $10, and you're like, no, 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 please don't sell that for $10. So but there's it's fun to watch now because I understand that everybody knows what they know. Like some guys, they know tools, they know video games, but if you put them in the women's clothing department, they are at a complete loss, to be fair. Me too. There's way too many brands and styles to keep track of in women's. I don't buy very much in women's clothing. I know enough to pick up good stuff, but I don't buy a lot. But then there's people that don't do plush or don't know plush. And then there's people that, know Pokemon or sports cards, which is not my niche at all. I don't know them at all, and have no desire really to learn them because there's so much to know. And I know that some of them do well, but that would be tedious to me. In fact, some small toys to me have become tedious now, and I'm not sure I don't want to pick them up, and I like them, but the time in looking things up is crazy. So I'll get into that another time. But I'm always interested if you see something that maybe like my monkey that you might know who he is. Yeah, leave me a comment, or just leave me a comment because I like to see who's out there and talking and watching the videos, and just let me know that you're out there, because otherwise I just feel like I'm talking to the ether, which maybe I am, which is fine. Back when I worked all the time, I talked to myself all the time, and I used to say, I have to talk to myself. It's the only way to have an intelligent conversation, because some of the people that I work with, not my office, but within the building, were a bit obtuse. So, and I'm a bit of a smart aleck. That's all there is to it. So anyway, I'm so glad you watched. I'm so glad you're here, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.